guys, good evening to everyone. I don't know, can you hear me? Can you all hear me? Okay, so let's see. So can you hear me? Can you hear me from your end? Okay. Can you hear me, Serene African? Can you hear me? If you can hear me, please leave a comment in the comment section that you can hear me so that we can get started with today's session, with this evening session. Can you hear me? Okay, I'm trying to see comments in the comment section. Oh, beautiful, loud and clear, beautiful. So if you know that there is somebody who is supposed to be here and the person is not here, please tell them that Ijeoma Okoye is about to speak and that they should come on board right away. Please, if there are people who are supposed to be here, tell them that I'm live and I want to get started with my session. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, Jennifer said connected. Hello, Jennifer. How are you doing? Hello, Matthew. Hello, Chiamaka. Hello, Nancy. Oh, I can see a good number of Serenas here. Now, I get market, yo. Okay. So if you're just joining here and maybe you have not heard who is speaking to you, my name is Ijeoma Dicta Okoye, and I am the convener of Young and More Africa Convention 2020 and the president of Serene Africa. So I am basically a book project consultant as for my professional side, but of course I am basically a youth leader and I am committed to inspiring lives and helping individuals become the best of who they are. So those who know me will always either refer to me as Dicta, as Pen Goddess, and all of that. So, but today we're going to be getting started immediately. Okay, guys, so good evening and welcome to Young and More Africa Convention 2020 Day 3. And I will be speaking on principles for you to negotiate for global dominance as a youth. So let me put up my banner up there so that you can see the topic I'll be speaking on. Okay? Yeah. So I will be speaking on principles for global dominance as a youth. So a lot of people who are here will be saying, how can I dominate the global space as a young person? What do I need to do? What steps do I need to take as a young person in order for me to dominate the global space? So while I'm speaking, if there are any nuggets you're getting, please drop them in the comment section. If you know there is somebody who is supposed to be listening to this particular session, ask them to come on board immediately so that they can get the value that I'm going to be sharing with you today. Okay, guys, my name is Ijeoma Dicta Okoye, and as you know, I am the pen goddess. For those who know, and others who call me Dicta. So I'll be getting started immediately. So there are principles for you to negotiate for global dominance. There are principles you need to follow if you want to dominate the global economy, if you want to position yourself for global dominance as a young person, as a youth. And those principles are not wash away principles. They are not things that you come across every day and feel that they are not practicable. Of course, they are practicable. And I'm going to be sharing with you this principle based on the theme of this particular convention, which is negotiating for global dominance. So I'm going to be sharing those principles with you under 3 stages. So if you are ready, if you want me to get started with the principles, please leave a comment in the comment section. Are you ready, guys? Should I continue? Should I get started immediately? Are you ready for this session? Are you ready for the principles to dominate globally as a young person? Are you ready? Are you ready? Leave it in the comment section. I want to see it in the comment section so that I can get started immediately. Okay? Okay, are you ready? I can't see any comments yet. If you're with me, leave a comment in the comment section. Oh, beautiful. Ready. Treasure says ready. Precious ready. Wow, confidence. Good to go. Courage. Wow, beautiful. So guys, I'm going to be getting started. If you know you have a pen and paper, bring them out so that we can get started immediately. Okay, so for those who are going to be tweeting, tweet it very hard, take screenshots, post it on Instagram, post it on Twitter, tell them there's something is happening at Sewin Africa, and of course at the Young and More Africa Convention 2020. Tag the hell out of me, yeah, at Ijeoma Dicta. Okay, so I'm ready for your tags, and all especially I'm ready to hear your feedback. So ensure that you leave words in the comment section as I continue with the session. So in life, there are principles you need to go with in order for you to dominate a particular area. There are principles you need to work with in order for you to dominate a particular environment. There are principles you need to work with in order for you to dominate the global economy. And such principles are not the things that are difficult, they are practical. They are principles that you can apply to your daily living, and of course, they're going to help you in achieving your goals. So when we're talking about the principles for global dominance as a young person, and in line with our team, which is negotiating for global dominance, I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 stages with which you can negotiate for global dominance, the principles under the 3 stages that are needed for you to dominate the global economy. Now I'm going to be sharing those principles under the pre-negotiating stage, the negotiating stage, and then the post-negotiating stage. I don't know if somebody can hear me. If you can hear me, put it in the comment section. I said the pre-negotiating stage, the negotiating stage, and then the post-negotiating stage. If you can hear me loud, please put it in the comment section. Now, when we are talking about the pre-negotiating stage, what are we looking at? You cannot just come out and start negotiating for something. You cannot come to somebody's inbox and ask a person to give you something when you have not really worked on something behind the scene. You cannot ask people for something. You cannot ask somebody for something if you have not really positioned yourself well in order for you to get that thing. Okay, and that is where the pre-negotiating comes in. The pre-negotiating stage, the negotiating stage, and then the post-negotiating stage. So under the pre-negotiating stage, we are going to be looking at the things you need to do in order for you to get that value, in order for you to get the dominance that you really want as a young person. And then when we talk about the pre-negotiating stage, we are looking at the within principle. The within principle, the principle of the within. And what does this imply? At the pre-negotiating stage, the within principle implies that it is what you have inside of you that you can bring out. It is what you have inside of you that you can give out to the public. If you don't know what is within you, if you don't know what is inside of you, you will find out that there are stages you will get to and you will seem empty. You will find out that there are stages you will get to and you will look empty and you cannot offer anything. It is because you have not discovered what is within you. You have not discovered what is inside of you. As a young person, the first stage you need for you to dominate the global economy is to negotiate first within yourself. Negotiate with yourself, the within you, the within principle, the principle that states that it is what you have inside of you that you can give out to the public. You have to discover what is inside of you. You have to ask yourself questions. You need to ask yourself, what do I have inside of me? What can I offer the economy? What can I offer my environment? What can I offer the world? You need the stage, that stage where you begin to ask yourself, I know I can do this thing, but how can I do it? You begin to unearth the genius in you. You begin to unearth the goodness in you. You begin to unearth the gifts in you. It is because at this stage, you are asking yourself a good number of questions. You are not just sleeping around and waiting for somebody to wake you and ask you to do something. You are asking yourself and you are telling yourself that within you are powers, are principles, the abilities for you to do things, the abilities for you to conquer the world, the abilities for you to conquer the economy. And you are asking yourself and telling yourself that you're going to wake up every morning and go out there and do that thing because within you, you have decided that you want to do it. And do you know one thing? Most people who have problems with their career and their purpose, it is because they have skipped the within principle. They have skipped this negotiating stage, this pre-negotiating stage that allows them to ask themselves a good number of questions. I don't know if somebody is with me. If you're following, let me see it in the comment section. If you can hear me, please let me see it in the comment section. The principle of the within principle, the principle that states that for you to negotiate in the global economy, you need to ask yourself, what is inside of me? What do I have inside of me that I can offer to the general public? And that is the within principle. Now, the second principle under the pre-negotiating stage is the focus ideology. The focus ideology. I don't know, there are people here who have asked themselves a good number of questions. They've discovered it within themselves. But do you know the problem with you? You are not focused. You are not focused. Every day you are asking yourself, what should I do since this person is doing this? Where should I go since this person is going this way? You are not focused. You do not have a destination. You have discovered that thing that is within you, but you do not want to work with that thing that is within you. You are not focused. And that is the focus ideology. The focus ideology will let you know that this way you are going, this path you are taking, this is the path for you. Take this path and don't take that path. You cannot negotiate for global dominance when you are not concentrated. You are not focused. Today you are doing this, tomorrow you are doing another thing, and you think it works that way. It doesn't. So you need to have the focus ideology, and that's the second principle. That's the second principle for the pre-negotiating stage. Focus. Have focus on your career, have focus on your purpose. Don't do because somebody else is doing. Don't try to overrule yourself. If you have discovered that what you want to do requires a particular skill, go for that skill and stop playing around. Stop asking people questions about yourself. What should I do? What can I do? Have you discovered the one inside of you, and are you focused? Are you focused? You need to have a focus ideology. Be focused within you. Have this focus in you that whenever you begin to walk towards your goal, you're walking straight. There are no distractions for you because you are focused. I don't know if I'm speaking to you. If I'm speaking to you, let me see it in the comment section. Are you with me? Are you with me? Yes. Do you have a focus ideology? That's the second principle. Okay, and then the third principle is the goal mindset. See, before you achieve anything in life, there must be a goal. Before you achieve anything in your career, there must be a goal. And that is why a lot of people will say, I am not achieving this particular thing. Did you write it somewhere? Did you state it as a goal? Did you tell yourself that this is what I want to achieve by the end of 2020? A lot of people are backward because they do not have a goal. They do not have a goal. And let me tell you one thing, as long as you decide that you are not going to have a goal for your career, for yourself, and for your purpose, you will find out that you begin to stay backward. You wouldn't go forward. You wouldn't take the giant step because you don't have a goal. What pushes you? It is your goal that pushes you. It is the ability for you to look at something and say, this is what I wrote in January, and this is what I am working towards to by the end of 2020. Okay, a lot of people will say, I'm doing this particular thing at this particular point, but this is not what I want to do now. It is because you have not followed the goal strategy. The goal strategy will allow you to know that this is what you want to achieve within a particular period. This is what you want to achieve within a particular time. I don't know if I'm speaking to somebody this evening. Can you hear me? Are you with me? Yes, you cannot negotiate without goals. You cannot negotiate for global dominance without a goal. Okay, and that's the pre-negotiating stage. Now we are moving to the negotiating stage, and that is the stage where a lot of people are right now. A lot of people have discovered themselves. A lot of people are focused, and a lot of people have the goal mindset. But are you negotiating? How are you negotiating? How are you negotiating as a young person? How do you want to dominate as a young person? How do you want to dominate as a young person? That should be your question this evening. Okay, and now I want to give you the first principle under the negotiating stage, and that is the flow principle. The flow principle. And what does it imply? Under the flow principle, we are looking at how you are able to move your value from inside to the outside. You now have a value inside of you. You have something to offer the world, but you need to move that thing from the inside to the outside. And that is the stage where you begin to share value. That is the stage where when people connect with you, they begin to feel the vibe. They begin to feel the value inside of you. They begin to feel that this person has value. This person has something to offer the world. They want to connect with you because that you are giving out value in a spectacular way. You are not restricting yourself from the value you have for mankind. You're not restricting the value you have for the world. You're always sharing your value, always sharing your value with humanity. And that is the flow principle. The flow principle that implies that for you, for people to know what you have inside of you, for people to really say that yes, you have something inside of you, you must be able to communicate that value. You must be able to unearth that value inside of you. You must be able to share that value with humanity. You must be able to share that value with the world. Okay, the flow principle, moving your value from inside to the outside. A lot of people have so much value inside of them, but they do not know how to share this value with people. They do not know how to share this value with the world. They do not know how to communicate this value with mankind. And that is why you will see people who have something inside of them, they begin to shy away. They begin to shy from doing things. They begin to shy from the public. Now, I'm going to share a story with you. There was a time when I had this low self-esteem within me. And whenever I wanted to talk to people, I feel that people will maybe look down at me and all of them, but that was in primary school though. So at a point, I began to tell myself that I can talk to people, I can do anything. I know what I have inside of me. I cannot have so much value within me and begin to hold myself back. I cannot have so much value within me and the world will not feel who I am. The world will always know that there is somebody that existed, there is somebody that lived, and there is also somebody who impacted. I don't know if I'm with you. I said that the world should know that there is somebody that existed, there is somebody that lived, and then there is somebody that impacted the world. You are not meant in this world for you to decorate the world. You're not meant in this world for you to just exist. You are meant to live, and you are meant to impact the world. And it is only when you have discovered the value inside of you and you have been able to put in the flow principle, you have been able to share that value with people who need it, then you are really living and you are impacting humanity. I don't know if I'm with you. If I'm with you, let me say in the comment section, are you with me? Should I stop or should I continue? Should I stop or should I continue? I don't know. I want somebody to tell him or herself this evening. I know that I am existing, but I will live and I will impact the world. The world should know that there is somebody who existed, there is somebody who lived, and then there is somebody who impacted the world. And that is the flow principle. Moving your value from the inside to the outside. Moving your value from the inside to the outside. The world should know that somebody is with you. I don't know if I'm speaking with you today. Okay, now under the negotiating stage, you have started sharing your value. The next thing you should do is to network rightly. Network rightly. I don't know how to say this, but do you know that you cannot become better than the people you are around? You cannot be better than the people you flock around with. You cannot be better than you and the person who you call your friend. And that is the power of network. Who do you connect with? You want to negotiate for the global space. You want to take a place in the global economy. You want to pitch your tent in the global space. Are you really negotiating rightly by having yourself around the right network? Are you working with the right people? Who are the people in your network? Are there people who, when you wake up in the morning, you talk and gist, and at the end of the day, you go to sleep? The people that will tell you that there is a party somewhere and you keep partying from Monday to Saturday, and you think that you are going to grow with such kind of people. You cannot negotiate for the global space with people of such caliber in your network. You cannot negotiate for the global space when people who are in your network are only people who decide to talk down on anything you want to do. Now, just imagine if the people in my network are actually people who are mediocre individuals. Imagine if I come up to them and tell them I want to organize the Young and More Africa Convention 2020. Of course, you know they are going to tell me that you cannot do it, you cannot do that. And of course, and me, I will want to accept that I cannot do it. But because the people who are in my network are people who inspire me, who tell me, who make me believe that I can do more than myself. And that is why I want to tell you, as a young person, you can be more. You can be more when you decide to change your network. You can be more when you decide to flock around with people of inestimable value. You can be more when you decide that at every point in your life, the people who you are going to be working with are people who are going to inspire you, people who are going to make you see that there is something like the top, there is something like the zenith, and wherever you are at that particular moment cannot be your final stage. Okay, so you need to network rightly. You need to have the right network within you. Okay, talk to people who have value. Network with people. A lot of people will say, okay, I've been receiving messages from people that will always tell me, since I entered Serene Africa, my life has changed. The value you shared has been so amazing. Whatever you have been doing has been having a touch on my own life and all of that. That is the goal. Okay, for you to come into a community and experience growth, for you to come into a community and experience greatness, for you to come into a community and begin to grow amazingly, begin to connect the dot, begin to touch lives. That is the reason for community. And in any network where you are not growing, in any network where you're not touching lives, in any network where you're not impacting, that means you're not supposed to be in that network. You cannot grow beyond the people you network with. Am I talking to somebody this evening? If I'm with you, leave it in the comment section. Say, I'm with you, ma. I'm with you, Dicta, whatever you like call me. But as long as you're with me, let me see in the comment section that you are with me so that I can get continue. I can continue, yeah. Okay, so in the negotiating stage, you need to share your value. You cannot hold back your value. You can't. Okay, and then you also need to work on your network. Who do you network with? Who do you talk to? Who do you speak with? I can see people saying, I'm with you, beautiful, deep, amazing. I'm with you. Thank you so much. Okay, so at every stage in your career, you need to know that there is going to be the pre-negotiating. For anything you want, you have to pre-negotiate, and it is within you. You have to negotiate, and it's going to be showing. And then you have to post-negotiate. But now we are still under the negotiating stage. Under the negotiating stage, the third principle is the 3Bs principle. I want somebody to write down that. The 3Bs principle. The 3Bs principle. And what does the 3Bs principle imply? It implies that you have to believe, you have to become, and you have to be seen. The 3Bs principle implies that you have to believe, you have to become, and you have to be seen. I want to say that in the comment section. Are you with me, guys? Yeah. You have to negotiate for whatever you want. And the third principle is the 3Bs principle. Now you have to believe. You have to believe that at a particular stage, that a particular stage is achievable. You have to believe that there is what we call the zenith, there is what we call the peak of a career, and that you can get to the peak. There is what we call the highest level. There's one, not the 3Bs principle, please, the 3Bs. The 3Bs. And the 3Bs implies the believe, become, and be seen. Okay, not the 3Bs principle. Okay, the 3Bs principle, become. The believe, become, and be seen. Now you need to believe that you can attain any stage in your career. You need to believe that you can attain any stage in your life. You need to believe that you can get to any part of your life or your career. There are a lot of people that are starting out today, but there are people within you that's making you feel that you cannot go far. That is why the second principle says that you need to change your network. It's a must. You cannot grow far than the people you network with. And then you have to believe within yourself. Believe that you can get to a particular stage. You see people that are doing amazing things and you think you cannot do it. Who told you? Who told you that you cannot do it? You see people that are touching lives, you see people that are inspiring the world, you see people that are traveling the world, you see people that are going far and near, touching lives, and you think you cannot do it, probably because they told you that you're a young person. And somebody tells you you are 19, you are 20, you are 21, you are 22, you are 25, you are still young. Who told you you are young? Who told you? Your village people are telling you you are young. And that's why you don't believe that you can do something. You see people doing something at 35, 40, and you believe that you have to get to 35, you have to get to 40 before you can be able to do that thing they are doing. Who told you? Let me now let you know, at every stage in your life, at 22, at 20, at 18, at 15, you can achieve anything. Age is not a limitation. Always know that you can achieve anything. Believe. Believe that you can achieve it. And then when you take the step to believe, you can now take the step to become. Become that thing you believe. Don't go and sleep. You look at somebody that is doing amazing things. You look at somebody that is touching lives. You look at somebody that is inspiring the world, and you think the person sleeps all through the day. You think that the person sleeps without doing anything. You think that the person does not do anything at all, and the person is able to touch lives that way. It's not possible. You need to ensure that at every point in your career, you are becoming that thing, and there are steps to become. You need to learn. What are the people who are doing this particular thing doing? What makes them exceptional? What gives them the ability to touch lives? Why are they doing what they are doing? Why are they touching lives the way they are touching lives? What are the things they do behind the scene? When you know what people do behind the scene, then you can begin to replicate it. And that is the stage of becoming. You are negotiating for that stage. You are negotiating for that height. You are negotiating for that position in your life. And that's one reason you begin to grow, because at that particular stage, you are trying to become. You are reading to become. You are studying to become. The Word of God says that you should study to make yourself approved. You have to become. You have to take the step to become. Okay? And then the last B is that you have to be seen. When you become, you have to become visible. You have to be seen. Okay? You need to now take a step, because when you become, that is where people begin to ask you, come and speak at my event, come and do this, come and talk at my event, come and be a facilitator, come and be a keynote speaker, come and be a panelist. It is because you have become. So you see that there are stages. Nobody just jumped from the within stage to the 3B stage. No. People were able to walk within them. They were able to believe. They were able to become. And for people to see them, you cannot jump any of these stages. I don't know if I'm with you. If I'm talking to somebody, please leave it in the comment section. Say I'm with you, that you're getting value. Leave a fire emoji in the comment section. Let me know that you are getting value this evening. Let me know that you're getting value this evening. If you're with me, leave it in the comment section. Are you with me? Are you getting value? Okay. All right, guys. So that is the negotiating stage. You have to negotiate. You have to negotiate for that thing you want. You want people to know you, you have to negotiate for it. You want people to see you, you have to negotiate for it. You want to be heard globally, you have to negotiate for it. That are the principles. You cannot move above those principles, okay? You cannot go far without those principles. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, you're getting value, amazing, and you're with me. Okay, then the next stage is the post-negotiating stage. So I'm doing this so that I can be able to come and be sure that I am done with my session before 7 p.m. so that JO can take the stage. Okay, beautiful. So the post-negotiating stage. And when we talk about the post-negotiating stage, this is the stage where you have become and people are now seeing you. But do you know that it is not your ability to become that keeps you? It is not the ability to become that keeps you at the negotiating, at the global stage. It is not your ability to become that keeps you at the place where people begin to see you and really negotiate for global relevance, okay? It is your ability to remain there. I've seen people who have become, but because they became so nonchalant, they became lackadaisical with what they do, they began to fall. You see somebody who is at the top stage today, and in less than 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, the person begins to lose his or her relevance. It is because you decided to sleep when you became. You cannot remain at a stage, at the global stage, if you don't post negotiate. You cannot remain at the global stage. You cannot really dominate the global economy if you do not post negotiate. It is your ability to remain at the top that keeps you there. It is not just the ability to become, it is the ability to remain there. You cannot become and you go and sleep. You have to continue negotiating. That's why we tell you, we learn every day. You see people who are doing amazing things, they read every day, they study every day. It is because they do not want to stay in the stage where they are not learning and where they are no more giving value. It is because they have decided that they are going to become so relevant. It is because they have decided they are going to remain relevant and they're going to continue being relevant. You cannot dominate the global economy if you sleep. Because you decided, or maybe you grew a community to 1,000, you grew a community to 5,000, and you want to go and sleep. Who told you you have arrived? Who told you that you've arrived? If somebody is telling you that you have arrived, tell the person it's a lie. Stop having the mediocre mindset of, okay, I've become this particular thing. Probably you wanted to make your first 6 figures and you made it and you feel you have made everything. What happens to making the sevens? What happens to making the 8 figures there? What happens to touching lives? If you are touching 1,000 lives, you should not be touching 1,000 lives the next year. If you are touching 1,000 lives this year, next year you should be touching at least 5,000 lives. You should be able to negotiate better. You should be able to remain at the top there so that more people will get you. You should be able to negotiate for global dominance and remain there, giving so much value to the people who are listening to you. Don't just remain, because don't just say because you have done something so small and you're feeling that you have done a lot. You've not done anything. As a young person, what keeps you at the top is your ability to remain there. And that is where we have the genius expression. The first principle under the post-negotiating stage is the genius expression. And under the genius expression, we are looking at your ability to come out with something so exceptional. Something so exceptional, something that when people hear, when you talk about somebody and you mention a particular thing, it is signatory to that person. It is a signature to that person. People begin to tell you that this is what this person is doing. I know this person because this person is doing that particular thing. This person is doing this particular thing differently. It is your genius expression, your ability to put out something exceptionally. It is what keeps you at the top. It is not just you becoming. It is for you to create programs. It is for you to create services. It's for you to create offers. It's for you to come out with something exceptional, such that when people talk about that thing, immediately they talk about that thing, they know that you are the one. Okay? They know that it is you, it is signatory to you, it's your signature. And that is your genius expression. How do you express your genius? How do you express what is inside of you? Or do you just sleep and feel there's nothing? For you to dominate the global economy, you have to come up with something exceptional, okay? Then, the second principle under the post-negotiating stage is the credibility principle. The credibility principle. See, you cannot express yourself so perfectly if you do not build a credibility. And you cannot grow your influence if you cannot grow to that stage where you want to become, that stage where you want to grow to in life, if you are not able to show how credible you are. And how do you prove your credibility? It's by coming up with something of so much value. It can be your book, it can be quotes, yes, it can be anything that people can really read from and say, yes, this person is credible. You can listen to this person in this particular area. There are people that, because of just the book they wrote, people began to see them as an authority. It is because they took a step to write a book. They took a step to publish what they know. You can be sharing your value. Okay, under the flow principle, you can be sharing your value on your timeline. You can be sharing your value on your WhatsApp status. You can be sharing your value on Twitter, anywhere. But when you decide to move and take a step towards authenticating your position in the global economy by publishing, that is when people begin to build or have this credibility for you. They begin to look at you as a credible figure, as somebody who has so much value and who they can really vouch for. I don't know if I'm with you. If you can hear me, if you're having value, please leave it in the comment section. Are you getting value? Should I stop or should I continue? Are you getting value? Okay? Yeah. That's the credibility principle. For you to put out something to the public, and then people begin to read from you and they begin to say, yeah, this person has so much value. This person is really communicating. This person has something to offer the world, and the person is credible enough. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, amazing. So that is the post negotiating stage. You have to have something that you are going to use to prove your credibility. And when you have proved your credibility, you now begin to take authentication steps. And when you talk about the authentication steps, that's where people begin to collaborate with you for bigger projects. That's where you become an international figure, a global figure. That's when you begin to have global influence. That's when you move from just your local influence to the global influence. That's when you begin to touch lives and so much. The people, not just people in your environment begins to hear of you, people in the global space. And when you talk about people who have built global relevance, you can always relate to them because whenever you mention their name, people begin to really say, yes, this person, when any country you go to the person, any country you talk about the person, they begin to authenticate the person's value. They begin to tell you, yes, this person has so much value. This person has something to offer at every point in time. So you cannot negotiate and you cannot remain at a particular stage in the global economy. You cannot dominate the global economy if you are not pre-negotiating, if you're not negotiating, and if you are not post-negotiating. I don't know if you have gotten value this evening. Did I share something with you? Did you really get value from this session this evening? Did you get value from this session this evening? So I'm feeling myself, really, I kept to my time of 45 minutes. Okay? And I do not want to hold back on our next speaker so that he can come on board and he can take over the stage. Did I share value this evening? Of course, you know what to do. If you know I shared value this evening, please take screenshots, begin to post them on your WhatsApp status, begin to post them on your Facebook timeline, begin to post them on IG, tag the hell out of me on IG at Ijeoma Dicta. Begin to post on Twitter if you know you got value. Begin to go out there now and tell them that there's somebody who is talking, somebody who has talked, or who has finished talking, and she shared so much value. But somebody else with so much value is coming to take the stage. Did you get value? Did you get value? Beautiful. I can see excess value. Beautiful. Okay. So, guys, that is it for today. You need to dominate the world when you work with principles. You need to dominate the world when you keep to principles and you continue to work with those principles in mind. Okay, so I don't know if there are any questions so that I can use the 7 minutes to answer your question. Are there questions? Do you want to ask me questions, or should I just go off and so that the next speaker can come on board? I'm looking at the comment section. Are there questions? Are there questions? Somebody said value over poor. Wow, amazing. Do you have questions for me, or should we just call it a day and so that the next speaker can come on board? Okay. But it seems as if I should play my bio. We have 4 minutes to go, 4 minutes to go, 4 minutes to go, 4 minutes to go. Somebody said I should play it. Okay, I will. We have 4 minutes to go. No questions, no questions. Somebody said I'm jollof. Jollof rice, ko. Jollof rice. Okay, you want me to start wishing to have jollof rice this evening? Okay, thank you so much. All right. Okay, somebody is asking, how do we suppress environmental pressure that seems to resist us from clamping to relevance and dominance? By leaving the environment. It's as simple as that. You don't need to even negotiate with your environment. You need to negotiate with yourself by leaving the environment. Any environment that does not allow you to go far, there were no two ways about it. You leave the environment. That environment can be people, it can be people around you, it can be maybe network factors, whatever is going to be holding you. As long as it's an environmental factor, you have the power to decide to leave. A lot of people have remained in a particular stage because they decided not to leave an environment. I die here, they born me here, I die here, and that's the reason you are not growing. That's the reason you are not dominating, because you just want to remain in your comfort zone. You don't want to leave an environment because it offers you peanuts, and you think it's only just peanuts that you have to offer the world. No. So if you feel that if you feel that there are something that okay, there's an environment that is not allowing you to grow, please leave it. Okay, I hope this helps you. Now, Treasure is asking, is it nice to emulate people you follow? How best would you follow the person so as not to forget your true identity or personality? By discovering yourself, by discovering your unique genius, by discovering there's something unique inside of you, that even if there are 1,001 persons doing something, you can do it uniquely. Okay, by allowing your brain to be creative and not just looking at somebody and doing what they are doing and wanting to be like them exactly. You can be like somebody, but you cannot be that person. I don't know if I'm talking to you. Someone should leave in the comment section. You can be like somebody, but you cannot be that person. Okay? Yeah. Somebody said, why did some people neglect the value you added to them online? I don't know why people can neglect the value you add to them online. But one thing I believe is that as long as you have value, the people who need your value will tell you that they are really getting value. Some people will not tell you, but you will know that people are really getting value from the testimonials and the feedback you begin to get. People must not even really need to connect with you on your comment section. People don't necessarily have to leave comments for you to know you're doing well. As long as you tell yourself that you're
Ijeoma Dicta Okoye is the founder of Creative Writers and Influencers Network, CWIN Africa, a community of thousands of writers, authors, entrepreneurs, and professionals from over 102 countries of the world. CWIN Africa is an intellectual community that is set up to help members become profitable writers, authors, and entrepreneurs by using viable new media tools and models to boost their income income and grow their influence, create more profitable streams of income using their intellectual property, and build businesses around their knowledge. She is a professional editor, content manager and advisor, project strategist, and writing coach with footprints in Liberia, Canada, the USA, New Zealand, among other countries. As a book project consultant, she has worked with world-class professionals including CEOs, doctors, lecturers, government officials, consultants, amongst others, to birth their books and become profitable authors. She is an Amazon best-selling author of 3 books, including Every Writer's Secret, a book which has helped countless authors and professionals grow their income and profit from their published assets using viable and practical book publishing models and systems. Her expert insight on book publishing, content management, and the business of writing has been constantly sought, as she has been invited to train entrepreneurs and professionals on several occasions. She is the president of the International Movement for Authors, CWIN Authors Forum Africa, which has been a support platform for intending and existing authors who wish to own their voice and pass their message to the world using their pen. Her unwavering knowledge of what works in the writing and publishing industry has also earned her on-air invites from media houses including Wazobia FM. In 2019, her impact as a new media influencer saw to her official nomination for the Entrepreneur Africa Awards Prize for Creative Arts, Superwoman Under 30 Achievers Prize for the Young Professional of the Year, and the Iconic Brand Awards Prize for the Outstanding Professional of the Year. She has been consciously working on new media monetization strategies for businesses and individuals who want to increase their income. Her commitment to the actualization of SDG 1, No Poverty, SDG 7, Decent Work and Economic Development, and SDG 17, Partnership for the Goals, saw to the launch of the life-changing project Young and More Africa, which is committed to empowering young people with tools and skills to eradicate poverty and attain global relevance. Her desire for youth development and empowerment saw to the launch of our scholarship program in 2018, CWIN Writing Scholarship, where young and outstanding writers are being empowered with cash and gift prizes to birth their books and change narratives using their pen and voice. She is a committed young African whose pen has changed lives, and she is continuously leading life-changing courses in her environment. All she does as regards her profession and her giant strides in the area of personal development can be found on her official website www.okoyeijeoma.com. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome Ijeoma Dicta Okoye.
Okay, guys, that bio was actually supposed to be read before my session, and it was actually read now for technical issues sake. But all the same, you have been able to know who has been speaking with you all around. So now we're going to be having the man of the moment, John Obidi, is going to be coming to speak to us on strategies for global dominance from the third world. Okay, I'm looking at my screen. Okay. So, guys, we're going to be having John Obidi on board. And of course, you know, he does not bring anything less to the table. So if you know that there is somebody who should be listening to this particular session, send them a message. Tell them that John Obidi is live so that they can come on board. But before then, let's play his up next video. And I'm very certain that he is ready for us. Okay? All right, that is it. So we are going to be playing John Obidi's profile so that he can come and take up the stage. And of course, he's ready for us this evening. So let me play his profile.
John Obidi. John Obidi is a new media consultant, international speaker, and personal development trainer. He is a highly skilled, compelling, visionary, and phenomenal resourceful person, bringing practical intelligence and transferable solutions to both the workplace and marketplace as a whole, and doing so in the most innovative and unconventional ways, unlocking admiration and gratitude from clients and industry stakeholders everywhere. In 2018, John was voted amongst Avance Media's 100 most influential young Nigerians, coming in second in the final rankings. In December 2018, he won the Future Awards Africa Prize for New Media. John is a leading consultant on online digital marketing in Africa, and he is the founder of Head Start Africa, a community of over 150,000 business and career professionals. As a thought leader in personal development, leadership, and online marketing, John's blog, podcasts, webinars, workshops, master classes, conferences, and speaking engagements are acclaimed to be practical, disruptive, paradigm shifting, forward looking, and highly progressive. He has served as keynote speaker in Brazil, UAE, Ghana, Zambia, and Nigeria. John is available as a keynote speaker and panelist for conferences, workshops, and knowledge sharing platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome John Obidi.
You're right
How
on,
are
but
you doing? Is everybody here? Can you see me? Can you hear me loud and clear?
yeah, we can hear you. Can you see John Obidi and can you hear him loud and clear? Can you
Can't
see
wait. I
him? Can
can't
you
wait.
hear him? Leave the comment in the section. Okay. Leave a comment. Can you see him? Okay, beautiful. They can see you. Okay, so guys, John Obidi is right here on board, and of course, he comes with so much value that by the end of today, you begin to ask yourself, what if I missed Young and More Africa Convention 2020? What would have become of my life? Ah,
I'm
so
waiting
John
again. No,
has
if you miss this thing, so
value. Exactly, sir. So John comes with so much value, and at every point in time, he does not give less, he does not offer less. So we are ready for your session tonight, and we actually said you had 45 minutes, but seriously, you don't have 45 minutes again. You have the stage. So whenever you decide to let us sleep, we'll go and sleep, sir.
all right, all right. Thank you so much, Ijeoma.
All right. Thank
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to really appreciate Ijeoma for putting this together. It's such an honor to be a part of this event. Thank you to Ijeoma for inviting me on here and giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge. Teaching is what I do. It's my life. It's my calling, and so I take every opportunity to share my knowledge very seriously. Ijoma is someone that I've known for a while and worked with too for a while, and she's someone whose growth and journey and work really inspires me. And I must say to everyone watching here that I am especially honored to be sharing the same digital stage with Ijeoma Okoye. So everyone right now, give a standing digital ovation to Ijeoma Okoye. Let me see those claps in the comment section. Let me see you giving her a standing ovation. You guys don't know what goes into putting together a digital event. You don't know what it takes. I've done this back to back and I know that it is work. All right. She has put this together with her team, offering this whole thing to you for free. Give her that standing ovation. She deserves a round of applause. Thank you so much,
you.
Ijoma. This is fantastic. I want to say a big kudos to your team, a big kudos to you for leading them. And also, thank you so much for the work that you do in my own projects. I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you so much. So you have the stage right away.
All right. All right, guys. We are 100. 100 and how many? 74 people watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. As you know, whenever I teach on this topic or on any other topic, I wish this lights were a bit brighter, but I'll just work with what I have. Um, I'm not in my regular home base, so I can't really control much of the lighting here, but I'm sure you can hear me, you can see me sufficiently and hear me well. As you know, I don't like to put fluff into whatever I'm teaching. I like to hit it hard and go straight to the point. I want you guys to be transformed by the words that you're going to hear today. It's supposed to, I'm not a motivational speaker, even though people think I am. I don't know why. I'm a teacher. I give you real life insights that you can take right out the gate and go and dominate your world. And at Ijeoma's direction today, I'm teaching you strategies for global domination. I'm not teaching you strategies out of the abstract. It's something that I have done and a journey that I am still on and will be for the rest of my life. And I want to take some of you here along for the ride. Okay, so if you want to dominate your world globally, I want you guys to please package all your assumptions and keep them outside the door. My sessions, my strategies are based on experience and they are raw, they are unfiltered because I want to help you. Okay, are we good to go? All right, one more time. Thank you, Ijeoma, for this opportunity. I appreciate you. I'm going to head right into it. I've got a few things in my notes, but I'll be telling a lot of stories from personal experience in my mind, from memory, I mean, okay? How many are we now? We're 185. Okay, more people are yet to join. We'll see that. All right, guys, on my Instagram, which is at John Obidi, I was in a Q&A session there. One of the questions was, if I were to go back in time and talk to my 15-year-old self, what would I do? What would I say? Well, if there's anything that I wish I had learned earlier, maybe when I was 15 years old or when I was 20 or even when I was 25, it would have been the importance of expanding globally, internationally. And I'll tell you this, most of you who are watching this broadcast, most of you, the majority of you have never traveled outside of Nigeria. Okay. And yeah, that was my experience for the longest time. But the fact that it was your experience does not mean that that has to remain your experience. If there's anything that I would change, if there's anything that I wish went differently, it would be that I knew early the importance of expanding globally. I mean, it's something I learned much later when I was like, how old was I when I really started doing that? I think I was, when was this? I think I'm maybe like 30, 31, right? I traveled out of the country for the first time in 2015. I was how old then? 5 minus 6. I was 29 years old when I first traveled out of the country. And that could have happened earlier. I could have been 15 years old. I could have been 21 years old or 22. And that can happen for you too. Okay. But there are certain things I didn't know, but I learned pretty late, relatively. But I want to teach you those things now. So whatever age that you're at right now, you are not too young to rule your world. The things I'm going to teach you, you cannot find them in any book. It's sad that they don't teach these things in any schools or in anywhere. People just learn these things on the streets. Okay, so I hope that you can take these things. Don't just be inspired and say thank you, thank you, thank you. Take these things and start working. Okay. So strategies for global domination. I see some people always asking questions like, how can I travel to this country with my 20K, with my 50K? Traveling is not cheap. Whenever I teach these things, I always tell people, look, the same way you have money for food, money for your rent, always have travel money. Always. All right. Some people, because of poverty, are looking for a way to expand globally using the internet. Don't kid yourself. The internet is a very valuable tool, but you have to be there. You have to travel to that place. You've got to be there. It is very important. If you've not traveled before, you have no right to argue with me. All right. You have to be there. I know what I'm talking about. All right. So always have travel money. Okay. If you don't have a culture of saving, develop that culture today. Always have travel money. Listen, when that big opportunity comes, and they always do come. Trust me, when you start elevating your work, when you start getting more visible, international opportunities will come. It's not about whether they will come, they will come. But when they come, what will be your response within that window of opportunity? Because it will not be there for a long time. All right. We are third world Africans. We are here in the third world. Opportunities do not abound here as much as they do in other countries. So do not be that person who, when opportunity just comes, you waste it because you are not ready to act within that window of response. All right. So you must always have travel money. Always know how much a ticket costs. An average ticket to anywhere, well, not anywhere, but most places, costs around 300 and something thousand. Average. Could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less. Also, depending on which airlines you choose and when you purchase your tickets. So at any given point in time, have that money saved up somewhere. Okay. If you don't have a savings culture, you are not better than the beasts of the jungle. If you don't have a savings culture, you are not any better than the beasts of the jungle. All right. You know why? And I must give credit. This particular terminology, I learned it from Olakole Shonyo. You know why it's that way? Because the beasts of the jungle, they do not have any way to store their kill. So if a lion kills an antelope today, that lion has to consume the entire antelope that very moment. It has to eat the whole thing, or it's going to get rotten. So lions don't have a deep freezer. They don't have deep freezers or ways of preserving their meats. So they can make a kill today, eat a little bit today, go off, come back tomorrow, eat a little bit, go off, come back tomorrow. They always have to be hunting afresh, afresh, afresh. You're always living from hand to mouth, hand to mouth. If you are living from hand to mouth and you are unable to enforce a savings culture, a savings regimen, it will be very hard for you to blow. So forget all that when we say, oh, you are going to blow, it will be your turn. You'll be shouting amen. No, my darling, it will not be your turn. You have to behave yourself into the kind of person that can act on such opportunities. Am I communicating? All right. So you've got to be, and that's the difference between us human beings and the jungle animals, us and lions. All right. The difference between us and bears and tigers. When we make a kill today, we can store it. And when we store it, we have other ways of seasoning it. Our brain goes to work. We can season it. We can share. We can do this. We can use it, that what we've stored up, to make plans for the future. All right. Animals do not have a way to plan for the future. All right. So you've got to be able to plan. Not when opportunity comes, you're not thinking of who you go and borrow from. Nobody will give you at that time. All right. Start making those plans. Okay. Now, I shouldn't be saying this, but from the responses I got on my Facebook group when I posted this, it just makes me realize that so many people are ignorant about why every Nigerian adult needs to have an international passport. And again, I don't think there's any such thing as an international passport. A passport is a passport. I don't know why we say international, because there's no local passport. All right. So you cannot call yourself a Nigerian adult. All right. You cannot call yourself a Nigerian adult if you don't have a passport. You must have a passport. Okay. If you don't know what a passport is, go and Google, because most people think that a passport is just an identity card that you use for opening bank accounts. All right. You need a passport as a Nigerian citizen. Your passport is what identifies you internationally as the property of a country. All right. And that's another sermon, but every human being is seen as a property of a particular country. So that is how you are identified. All right. Now, if you live in Nigeria, it's quite a hassle getting a passport. So it's not when the opportunity comes, you start going to look for your passport. No, you don't prepare for war on the day of battle. All right. So right now, if you don't have a passport, go and figure out how to get one. It's not that expensive. Or maybe depending on what your pocket size is like, you might call it expensive. That's okay, but it is worth it. Get your passport and always have travel money. All right. Always, always, always have travel money. All right. Now you have those things. Okay. You can now take your faith to the next level and begin to apply for global opportunities. Begin to apply. All right. Begin to apply for global opportunities. There are a number of websites that allow you to apply for these opportunities. There are all these fellowships, internships, scholarships, that they put out from time to time, and they are free to apply. They don't ask for 1 naira. All right. They are always published out there, but you've got to be able to apply. All right. Now, this is for everybody else, but as we proceed, I'm going to show you where the actual opportunity is as regards to expanding globally. Okay. But go to websites like Opportunity Desk, I think it's .org. Someone should please type it in the comments if whether I'm right or wrong. Is it .com or .org? Okay. Go to opportunitydesk.org and apply for as much as you can, or as much as are relevant to you. Apply to join fellowships, apply for internships. Listen, it just takes you getting qualified for one for you to achieve that escape velocity from the third world jungle. All right, those of you who have followed me since last year, you know that sometimes I refer to the third world as a jungle. And I talk about things that you must do for you to achieve escape velocity. You know what I mean by escape velocity? Those of you guys who studied physics in secondary school, or who are students of science, will understand what escape velocity means. So I'll explain that to you so you can get my drift and know why I'm sounding this way. Okay. So you see, when a rocket is about to launch from the Earth, all right? I don't know if you've ever seen any of those videos where a rocket's about to launch, a space rocket, right? And it's pushing. All right. There's a lot of fuel that is being expended in order to get that rocket off the ground. And that's because of two things: how heavy the rocket is, and the gravitational pull of the Earth that is holding that rocket to the ground. Okay, you are that rocket. Nigeria, the third world, is gravity and is keeping you to the ground. A lot of you young people know what I'm talking about. All that is keeping you to the ground. You have police brutality is keeping you to the ground. You have a system that is not working, is keeping you to the ground. You have a government that's always trying to kill you, is keeping you to the ground. All right. You have a lack of opportunities here, is keeping you to the ground. You have a passport that's one of the weakest in the world, is keeping you to the ground. You have the battered reputation of Nigerians overseas, is keeping you to the ground. That all contributes to the gravity holding down that rocket. And so the amount of fuel required for that rocket to get off the ground is immense. It is a lot. So if you watch those videos, it has to move and burn, and it burns so much fuel, but slowly it begins to lift off the ground. It begins to lift off the ground. It begins to lift off the ground, and it's going. And then it gets to a particular point where it's still expending so much energy, burning so much rocket fuel. And it gets to a point in the atmosphere where it escapes the gravitational pull of the Earth. And without any additional force, it's able to fly way higher. That speed, that velocity that it has to attain in order to escape the gravitational pull of the Earth's force field is called escape velocity. The velocity required to escape the gravitational pull of the Earth. And so you must be able to attain that escape velocity. So don't say that the things that I'm telling you to do are so hard. They're supposed to be hard because this is where you are. All right. You're supposed to burn all that fuel because you are here and you are working against gravity. A person in the first world does not have to put in as much work as you do. You were born here in the midst of this big disadvantage. So your effort must be mega. Your wisdom must be mega. Your preparation must be mega. Your wisdom has to be mega. All right. You can hear what I'm saying. Let me see some fire emojis. Let me know that you guys are getting me. All right. Put them fire emojis. I'm watching you guys here in my comment section too. Put those fire emojis. So when some of you are just, you're on Instagram and you're seeing someone you admire, they're doing big things overseas, and you are typing, wow, amen, to be my turn. Who told you to be your turn? Ask how. Learn to ask how. All right. So escape velocity, how do you achieve that escape velocity? It just takes one opportunity. Most times you just have to be right once. It just takes you getting selected once for the right opportunity. It just takes you pitching your idea once, not 10 times, once to the right partner, to the right investor. All right. It just takes you being accepted into a global competition just once, and you're good. All right. But before you achieve escape velocity, you've got to prepare. Your preparation has to be different. Your preparation has to be different. All right. So join global communities. There's a ton of global communities. That's not really I'm not an authority on that. Go to opportunitydesk.org, and you see a ton of them there that you can apply to. There's the Mandela Washington Fellowship. There's the Obama Fellowship. There's the Harambe Alliance. There's a lot of them. Go and see which ones you qualify for, and then apply. There's also YALI, Young African Leaders Initiative. That's a very prestigious one. The thing is that when all these opportunities come, they are usually circulated amongst members of that network, amongst members of that fellowship. You will never see it published in newspapers, okay? And that's why you have to find a way to join those fellowships, all right? So another one, we also have a Telegram channel. I don't know if you guys know about it, but we have a Telegram channel called Head Start Oasis. And that's where we also help to share all these opportunities as they are coming. Okay, so check it out. It's Head Start Oasis. Search it on Telegram. You'll see my face there, and it's our channel where we share all these opportunities too as they come out. All right, now good. You want to expand globally. You want to blow globally, but you have to think about how you are exporting what you know to other climes. And so I'm going to talk about your refinement. How refined are you? How willing are you to be refined? Because you can't be one of those kids who still say things like, but English is not our mother tongue. English is not our language. Who told you that? You are a Nigerian and you're choosing food. Will you go to China and speak Yoruba? Will you go to Russia and be speaking Igbo? All right? So you've got to think about how you can leverage, all right? You've got to think about how you can create a level playing field. If English is the dominant language where you're going, learn to speak it with class and finesse in a way that helps people take you seriously. All right. So when you're right with both in your speaking and in your writing, always keep on improving yourself. Okay. Always keep on improving yourself. If you have been raised with the H factor, you can raise yourself to remove the H factor, if you know what I'm talking about. All right. That refinement is very important. I see people, type certain things, especially in my Facebook group, and say, please be focused. You don't know the difference between past tense and present tense. These are the things that make people stigmatize you for being from the third world. But you have it within you to master these things. Get a coach if you have to. Take a course online. People will say, oh, why are we doing IELTS or TOEFL, test of English as a foreign language? Don't we speak English? Yeah, no, many Nigerians cannot speak English. Oh. Trust me, many cannot speak English. Refine yourself. Refine your speech, okay? So that when you speak, people say, wow, who is this person? Wow, you sound really eloquent. You sound really, that helps you put your best foot forward. That helps you get opportunities, all right? So you have to be refined. Don't say, oh, this is how I am. Take me as I am. You go take for this third world, for this Buhari regime. You go take, all right? So you've got to refine yourself. Always be on the go. Always be on the go, all right? Now, next, you have to be able to spread your work, all right? Jesus said, it makes no sense to take a candle and hide it under a bushel. It makes no sense, all right? You should take that candle and place it in the highest place in the house so that it can spread light to the entire house, all right? It makes no sense to take a candle and hide it under a bushel. What I see with a lot of my Nigerian comrades is that you do some great work and you get shy about talking about it. You get shy about creating a portfolio of that work because maybe somebody somewhere has told you that it's boasting. Someone somewhere has told you that, oh, you should not show yourself. Let them come and find you. That person that told you something from low self-esteem, quote me anywhere, all right? As long as you did it and it is true, then you have to say it. Okay, they say don't blow your trumpet. It's not don't blow your own trumpet. Who said that thing? Who said you should don't blow your own trumpet? If the trumpet is your own, then who can blow it better? You blow it. Now, of course, don't go and lie. Don't say that you did something you did not do. Don't say that you are somebody that you are not. Don't say that you have done what you've not done. If you did it and it was you, then say it. Okay, create something that can let people all over the world know that you are competent at this thing, so that when they're looking for people, you are the one that they're going to call. Or if you're the kind of person who applies, when they're asking you for what your body of work is, they would have been documented, and then you just send across to them. Okay, so even here, you are in Nigeria, always look for media opportunities. Not enough young people are doing this. Not enough young people are doing this. Okay. Always look for media opportunities. If you go and search John Obidi on YouTube today, you will see so many videos of me, not the ones that I uploaded, but the ones that the TV stations and radio stations that I have been on have uploaded. So when people all over the world are trying to make a decision as to whether John Obidi should get this or that, they just go and search for me on Google. They go and search for me on YouTube. And when they see those clips of me on YouTube, they see the way I present, they hear the way that I speak. That helps make the decision right there. Those videos are my own paid marketer right there. All right. So you've got to seek all these media opportunities. Let me tell you, television stations, radio stations, they are looking for content. People must be wondering, do you pay anybody money to be on all these TV stations? No, I've never paid a dime to be on television or on radio, because these TV stations and radio stations, they're looking for content. Without content, they would have no business. So they are actively looking for people like you that sabi book that they can interview. All right. So that you don't pay a dime. Nobody takes any money from you. All right. So always put yourself out there. Ask for the opportunities. If you know anybody who's on TV or on radio, all right, say, look, I'm good at this. You know, do you have a segment where I could just come and teach your audience for free about XYZ? They might say yes. And if you perform well, you might become a regular. All right. If you get on if you get on YouTube, you see that there's a time period where I was just appearing on one particular channel. You will know the channel probably. I was appearing on one particular channel back to 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 back, because they just called me once to just speak because they had nothing else going, and I came. I did it so well. They be like, you'll be our regular. The way they kept, even when I was not in Nigeria, they told me to Skype in. I was a regular on that program back to back. Okay, so it just takes one. All these help to add to your portfolio. Now, once you're stacking these things up, there's got to be a way you can present it. And that's where I'm coming to now. Every young person, well, young or old, because I know that there's all kinds of people watching this broadcast, but wherever you're from, you should have a publicly visible profile. I'm not talking about your LinkedIn. That one's safe day. All right. Have your LinkedIn. That's okay. But have a profile on about.me. Okay. About.me. So about.me is a website that helps everyone to have a publicly accessible profile. And so it's very simple. It's not even for full websites. It's just for your profile. So everything that you've done, you went to speak somewhere and there are pictures, you added there to your portfolio. You went to, even if you were a volunteer, even if it was not your thing, but you went to volunteer somewhere, put it there. Now in Nigeria, listen, in Nigeria, volunteering opportunities are not seen as a big deal. However, in the first world countries, in the US, in the UK, volunteering is seen as a big deal. So if you have a volunteering opportunity if you have something you volunteered for and it's on your portfolio, and you present it to people in the US, Canada, and all those countries, they actually look at you with a lot of prestige. Like, oh wow, she or he volunteered for something. It's a big deal. So don't think that's the way we look at it here. Oh, volunteer means you're my boy. No, that's not how it is seen overseas. Overseas, volunteering adds to work experience in many places. All right. And it helps people to trust you with other opportunities, because people believe that if you could deliver so well as an unpaid volunteer, then how much value are you going to add as somebody who's actually being paid? That's the mentality. So it actually adds to your credibility. So I know many of you have been volunteers. Take those volunteering opportunities that you've actually delivered on and add it to your portfolio. Okay, so this was about about.me, not even about volunteering, but I just went there a bit. Okay, so go to about.me now. Everybody watching me, how many of you are here? 247. Okay, go to about.me and create a free profile. Okay, if your name is John Obidi, for example, your handle on about.me would be about.me/John Obidi. You can now take that URL and send to anybody who needs it, or leave it there. Whenever anyone Googles you, it will show up as one of the first search results. Okay. Also, when you appear on all these TV and radio stations, most of them, if not all, in Nigeria, most of them stream live. Okay. Those that are not streaming live, they would upload your clips to their YouTube channel. What I do whenever I'm on TV or radio, or mostly TV, what I do is that as soon as I'm done, That whole day, I'll be refreshing their YouTube channel, waiting for the video to drop. Once it drops, I download the video and keep my archives. Once I have it, I will upload it to my own YouTube channel and then put the link in my profile. Okay. 2018, I won the Future Awards Africa Prize for New Media. But before I won that, they sent us all a questionnaire to fill so that we could make a good case, because then we were all just nominees. And so we had to make a case for why we thought we should win. And so I was like, I'm not sure I'm going to really win this. But as I began to feel, it got to a place where they asked us to enter in our media appearances. When I saw that particular part of the form, I said, don't worry, I don't win this thing. That's when I knew I'd won it. Because I have a document that contains every single TV interview that I've been on, every single segment I've been on. I have it waiting. Like I said earlier on, you don't prepare for war on the day of battle. It's not that time you go out looking for, hey, where can I get this one? I have them all. I just copy, paste. I said, no, I won it. I had how many? Close to 40. When most people are still struggling with 2 or 3, I had like close to 40. And those years, between 2017 and 2018, anybody who asked me, John, can you come on our show? Yes. John, can you come on our show? Yes, I spoke on everything from personal development to online marketing to tech, even a little bit about governance. I was everywhere on television. I knew what I was chasing. All right. So seek all these media opportunities, but not only seeking them, make sure you are cataloging them. Not only cataloging them, make sure you are showing them off. Okay. What did Jesus Christ say? Jesus Christ said, let your light so shine. Before who? Before who? Before God? No. Before the angels? No. Before men and women. Amen. Let your light so shine before men, human beings. Let it shine before them. They are the ones that have to see it. God doesn't have to see it. God can see your heart. But human beings cannot see your heart. So let your light so shine before men, that they might see your what? Your heart, your intentions, your brain. No, that they might see your good works. They have to see your work. Show them your work. They have to see your work, okay? That they might see your good work and then glorify your Father which is in heaven. All right? So that is the order. Let your light shine before men that they may see your good work. So you have to put your work out there. All right? So that's about that. Let me move on to other bigger strategies. So there's a bigger strategy that has worked tremendously well for me. Now, normally I don't give out this strategy for free. Okay, Ijeoma herself that invited me here, she knows how much she paid to get this strategy from me in my private mentorship. Okay, she was paid. She paid to be part of my private mentorship, I think 2 years ago or so. And that's where I taught this. Now I haven't really taught this thing publicly, but I'll teach you guys here because you guys honored her invitation and you are here on her platform. Okay, perhaps the biggest strategy for me that has enabled me to permeate any country that I visit is a simple website. Okay, those of you who have been followers of John Obidi know what that website is. If you know what the website is, type it in the comment section. I'm watching the comment section. If you know what the website is, type it in the comment section. One single website that has been my silver bullet. There are people here that I know will know the answer. I know some of you here already. Juliet, Ike, Treasure David, one of you must know the answer. Unless you've been sleeping in my class. Yes, let me check the comments. How many of you know? How many of you know what the website is? Nobody knows websites. Those of you who watch my night school and are on my, thank you. Temitope Osimoko has said it. Eventbrite. Dejoyeba Meji said it too. Eventbrite, correct? Correct. Okay, so yes, just a few people are supposed to know. Because Gideon Ikemefuna, exactly, Eventbrite, Adedeji, Abdulatif, Eventbrite, good. So some of you here have been on those my night school classes before, where I taught it to just those Nicodemoses that come and watch me at night. Okay, good. So that has been my magic weapon, my secret weapon that I've been able to use to enter any country. Now, many people look at Eventbrite as a normal events website. You guys don't know how powerful that tool is. All right, that tool is so powerful. So let me explain how I use that tool. So before I go to any country, right, before I go to any country. Now, first of all, let me tell you what Eventbrite is. Eventbrite is an events website where people all over the world post about the events that they'll be having. Okay, so you can either register to attend or pay for their events. All right. Now, it's a global platform. It's a global platform. So there are people in Spain, in the USA, in Canada, in Brazil, in Portugal, in the UAE, in South Africa, even in Nigeria, in Ghana, all right, all over the world. There are people all over the world who have events that they're doing, and they're posting announcements about the events on Eventbrite publicly. What I do before I travel is that I check for events, industry events that are happening in that city I'm going to be in, and I pre-register. Now, listen, most of the events on Eventbrite are totally free. Most of them are totally free. The ones that are not free are usually not more than $99. All right. The ones that are not free are usually not more than $99. So all I do is that I get on the platform and I see if I'm going to be in Brazil, or not just Brazil, but specifically maybe in Sao Paulo, Brazil. I look for events happening in Sao Paulo, Brazil. I just look for a wide range of interest. I don't go to specific tech, in anything in tech, AI, VR, blockchain, or even in personal development. See anything happening in my areas of interest in Sao Paulo, I want to be there. And when I get there, it brings the who is who together. And I'm able to network on a higher level. Okay. I'm able to network on a high level. And that is what you're looking for. It takes just one high level conversation for you to reach the stratosphere. All right. So I want you guys to start going for this. Okay. Now, look, you might be thinking, okay, so how do I start traveling? Where do I go? What do I do? Listen, there are countries that accept you regardless of your Nigerian passport. Now, it might be hard for some people to travel because you're carrying a Nigerian passport. Easier for some people, but hard for most. Okay. So if you want to start getting opportunities, even though you have that that little bias against your passport, what you can do is to target countries that are both okay. Two things that are both relevant and easy to travel to. Because I've realized that what most people do is that they simply go to countries that are easy to travel to, but they don't think about what that country's relevance is. Okay. All countries are not equal. I'm so sorry, but that's just the way the world is. Okay. All countries are not equal in the global scheme of things. Some countries have preferential treatment regarding opportunity. Okay. Opportunity is not equally dispersed. So you have to look at countries that have a high preponderance of opportunity and talent, and then you juxtapose that with those that are easy to go to. So there are so many countries that are easy to go to. There are so many countries that have opportunity, but there is one country that intersects for Nigerians. Only you guys here on this video broadcast are going to hear this from me. You will not hear me say this on any Instagram live or any public facing platform. It's just for you guys here. There is one country, all right, that intersects, not for everybody, for Nigerians, all right. There is one country that is both very highly relevant in the world and also is very open to Nigerians. They will not ask you for your bank statement. They will not ask you whether you have land. They will not ask you for your marital status, or at least it's not a factor for them. They will not ask you whether you are going to come back, all those demeaning, condescending, and embarrassing questions. Okay. There is one country that has those two things. Who can tell me what that country is? Thank you. Utibi Delight has said the country, the UAE, the United Arab Emirates. Somebody said Dubai. Thank you. You are somehow correct, but Dubai is not a country. Dubai is inside a country called the United Arab Emirates. All right. So the United Arab Emirates is that country that accepts Nigerians. They love Nigerians. Okay. I mean, regardless of the hush puppy situation. Okay. They love Nigerians. Their foreign policy towards Nigerians is very fantastic. Any Nigerian can go to Dubai. I mean, unless you are some hardened criminal that has done something we don't know. They accept anybody. They don't want to see you at the for any interview. They'll give you an electronic visa. And electronic visa is one that they will email to you. You don't have to go to the embassy or the consulate physically. They just email it to you, pay your fee, they email it to you, buy your tickets, and do what the things that you have to do. I think these days you have to do a COVID test, get your health insurance, all these post-COVID measures. But Dubai, I mean, the UAE is open to Nigerians. So it's not just open to Nigerians, but many people don't know this because everybody's hyping United States and Canada and the UK. But the United Arab Emirates is like the capital of the world right now. People don't know this. They are positioning themselves to be the capital of the world. There's so much opportunity. And so because it's the capital of the world, the Americans are coming here, the British are coming here, the Europeans are coming here, the Asians are coming here, and some of the South Americans are coming here. So if you want to meet all these people at once, come to UAE. Am I communicating? So if you've been trying to get to the if you've been trying to get to the UK for opportunity, I mean, and it's a bit tough. You're trying to get to the US, there's all the places you can catch all these nationalities here in the UAE. All right. So the UAE is that country. All right. Now, so what I want you to do, now that I've told you this, what I want you to do is that you need to go to Eventbrite and now tailor your search for events happening in Dubai, because even though it's the UAE, most of the big events happen in either Dubai or Abu Dhabi. Okay, those are the two major hubs in the UAE. Okay, but Dubai, of course, is number one. Second is Abu Dhabi. Okay, search for events happening in Dubai. Even though you've not yet had a plan to travel to the UAE, but just search for events happening in Dubai. All right. And then you can even type some keywords or not. And then you would see events that are relevant to you, events where you would like to network and gain partnerships and meet people and network on a high level. Okay. You find those events and then you plan to attend. There's one happening in December. Yes. There's one happening, I think, second week of December. It's called GTEx. You guys can go and Google that on your own. GTEx, GITEX. Anybody who knows the spelling of GTEx should please type it in the comments for everybody else, okay? So you just type GTEx. It's happening in Dubai. I would love to be a part of it, but unfortunately, I will not be a part of that event. I wanted to be there, but I just can't because I'm going to be at Yetunde Bankole Bernard's retreat happening in Kigali, Rwanda around the same time. I think around the 9th of December. Okay. So yeah, but as many of you that can be there, as many of you that can be at GTEx, make plans to be there. But whether or not you can be at GTEx, there are things happening every single week, every single month. There's even this the Dubai Expo. My goodness, listen. Look at me. Do not miss the Dubai Expo 2020. Is it Dubai Expo or just Expo? Expo 2021. It was supposed to be 2020, but COVID-19 pushed all those plans aside. It's now 2021. Be at Expo 2021. Okay. Symbol Oluwatoni Expo 2020. Yeah, it was originally supposed to be Expo 2020, but because of COVID-19, I think they had to push it, and it's now Expo 2021. They are gearing up. They are ready to receive the world. So make sure you are there. If there's enough time to start saving, maybe you can't make GTEx that's happening next month. You can definitely make Expo 2021. I am going to be there for Expo 2021. All right. And if you look at the calendar of events for Expo 2021, they cover so many industries. So find the events in Expo 2021 that would fit your industry and make sure you are there. Okay. I was in Dubai for the Future Blockchain Conference in 2018. And I just wanted to learn about Bitcoin because many Nigerians are talking about Bitcoin, and a lot of them just want to scam you. That's the truth. Some of them know what you're talking about. Some have no clue, but are just talking about it. I say, you know what? Let me just take my chances to learn this in Nigeria, since Dubai has been positioning themselves as the blockchain capital of the world. I said, you know what? The best place to learn about Bitcoin or blockchain or whatever this thing is would be at the source. and that is in Dubai. So I paid for a ticket and I went to Dubai, attended it. Now, while I was there, I met this um, guy. It was like it was a 24-year-old millionaire from the United States who made his money from Bitcoin. And this guy sat me down and broke down the value system, the value chain of Bitcoin. No, this one that you are reading, that you are getting in trainings in Nigeria, or where they are saying, no, you trade Bitcoin, you buy low, sell high, you trade, you do this. The way he broke it down, not all these pennies, he broke down how millions are actually made in Bitcoin. What this guy explained to me, you cannot Google it. So that is why you must travel. Listen, some people who have never left their local government before, they'll be downplaying the usefulness of traveling by saying, "Nah, but there's the internet. So you can always search Google. You can always go online." The real knowledge that will help you blow, nobody has written a book on it. Nobody has made a YouTube video on it. Nobody is going to talk about it online. It's in people's heads. These people who have this knowledge have no interest in writing a book or selling a course. They are just interested in implementing it. And these are the people that you will meet at such conferences. They are geniuses who have no interest in being known for their genius. But when you engage them in conversation, they are so open and liberal with information. Okay? So that's why you must, of a necessity, you must be there. You have to be there. All right. So I've just told you, Dubai accepts everybody. I mean, I keep on saying Dubai, but it's the UAE. UAE is the country, right? The UAE accepts everybody. All right. Even though these days, there are some extra, requirements, which are they're not really strong requirements, but they're just there. They want to just know that when you come, you have a place to stay, so that you just don't become a vagabond roaming the streets or anything, and making the place unsavory. Or maybe you want to do any criminal activity to sustain yourself. Don't just know, okay, have you paid for accommodation? Who's expecting you? That it's very open. It's very open, and then you must do a COVID test, because they want to be sure that this COVID-19 period, nobody is carrying anything. And then probably you do your COVID-19 health insurance, so that if you catch COVID-19, the government can take care of your health needs. All right. So plan to travel. So remember, guys, when I said something at the beginning, I said number one, always have travel money. Okay. Some of you, by the time you just manage and save maybe one small 70K, because I want to take 300K now, but so let me just bring the bar low for a little bit. You save one small 70K like this. Oh yeah, all the demons of this world will just start clawing. That's the day that your light bulb will now break. That's the day they will now call you from village, say, "Hey, mama swallow razor blade. Say, may you send money for hospital." They say, "Hey, this one will now come and say, landlord won't pursue me for house. You are my only hope. Help me." There's this thing that happens among the lowest class of Nigeria, mutually assured poverty. This is a better word for it, but I've forgotten what it is. Mutually assured poverty. No, sorry. Mutual impoverishment. Okay. So when two people are poor, one doesn't want the other one to reach richer than the other person. The people are going to bring their own burdens. Help me. And you want to be a Mr. Nice Guy. And it's not that you are a nice guy. You just have low self-esteem. You don't want people to think that you are stingy. So not only that you are really a giver, you are giving because you've been held ransom to your low self-esteem, and you are wondering what they will think of you if you don't give. All right. There are some of you that are also doing out of peer pressure. You don't want it to be said that you did not have 20K to lend somebody. So out of to cover your shame, you now give to maintain your public image. Because if somebody hears that this person, Ijeoma Okoye, she did not have small money, just 20K after for she did not have. All like that, they're living fake life on social media. I said it. But 20K she could not even give me to help me, and I thought she was living large. The reason I want to blackmail you, I don't have. Go and fry buns. I don't have. You have a plan. Hold on to it. Save it. Save it. All right. Those of you who have been to my night school sessions, all right. Those of you who have been on my night school sessions, I told you a different angle to the parable of the 10 virgins. All right. You maybe have read that story, but you've gotten different learnings from it. Let me give you a different learning. And if you've attended my night school sessions before you understand where I'm going with this. All right. Now, here's what the Bible said about the virgins, the parable of the 10 virgins. Now, they were being prepared to go to a wedding feast. Now, again, they were not all going to be married to one man. I've heard some people interpret it that way. That's a wrong interpretation. Okay, the same way they had in today's world we have a bridal train. You have the little groom, you have the little bride, you have the page boys. I don't know what it is. We still have page boys. You have the page boys, you have the bridal train. That was the olden days version of a bridal train, and they had to be virgins. Okay, so it's not as if they were going to marry one person. That was just a bridal train. So they were supposed to perform at the ceremony, and they were dressed for the occasion, and they were supposed to wait for the bridegroom, all right, with their lamps. And the Bible story says that there were 5 wise ones and the 5 foolish ones, and the wise ones had extra oil in their lamps, and the foolish ones did not have extra oil in their lamps. Okay, now listen very closely, because this is where many people miss out the importance of this story. Now, the story says that while they were waiting, the bridegroom took longer than was expected to show up. And while that was happening, the first batch of oil finished. And so the one that the foolish virgins had finished. The one that the wise virgins had finished. But the wise virgins had extra. They now put that extra so they could light their lamps up again. The foolish ones now said to the wise ones, you have extra oil? Please give us some of your extra oil because our lamps have gone off. What did the wise ones tell them? They said, no, we cannot give you from our extra oil, because if we do that, it will not be enough for the purpose for which we brought this extra oil. But hey, all is not lost. Why don't you go out to the market and buy extra oil? Who knows, you might make it back in time for the wedding feast. And the Bible called, and of course, you know how the story went. Before they could go and come back, the bridegroom came, and he only accepted those who were present there, and those were the wise virgins. Now, in this world that we are in, those wise virgins, you will call them wicked. She wicked. I told her to help me. She could not help me. Yes, she's going abroad. Chiamaka, she flew abroad last month. She flew abroad. I saw her taking pictures in Portugal. But I asked her for common 25,000 naira for my school fees. She said she did not have, but she's traveling. Wise virgins, foolish virgins. The ones that held on to what they had. They were prudent, they were principled, but the world would call them wicked. No, it's not wicked. It is prudent. It is principled. So hold on to it, save it. It is for a purpose. All the names they will call you will not matter. You are only one opportunity away. All right. I'm saying this because I understand the mindset and the general experiences of the most people who are watching me right now. And these are the things that have kept you bound. And somebody says, an opportunity has come, and you're like, you actually took 50K to lend somebody. Now you're going to pursue that person, and the person you are trying to collect the money back from now is seeing you as a wicked person. I don't have now. Things did not work. But you said you would pay me back last week. Things did not work out as planned. Now lie. They already planned that excuse in advance. But anyway, I can't be the judge of that. Make sure you always have travel money. Make sure you're always good to go. All right. That's basically all. Let me just talk about a few other things. Those of you who want to even think 10 steps ahead, listen, those of you who want to even think 10 steps ahead, try and do 2 things. Okay, you want to think 10 steps ahead, try and do 2 things. Try to incorporate your companies in other countries abroad. Now, there are some of you who have been wondering, how do I get investors to invest in my business? You want to get a Silicon Valley investor to invest in your business. You want to get an investor in the US to invest in your business. If your business is not registered in the United States, you almost will not stand a chance. Are you hearing me? You are using your ordinary business name here to go and pitch. You want to pitch to investors? No. Because they're gonna be thinking like, what if the person runs away? You've got to incorporate in the United States so that those who are investing are going to feel protected. All right, now not just the US, but there are other countries that allow you to register your company in there. Some of them don't even require you to be in that country to register. Like the US, for example, you can register your company in the US without going to the US. Okay, there are people who do it online, but the one that I know that is real, I don't know about the other one, but the one I know that is real is called Stripe Atlas. Okay, Stripe Atlas. Okay, so Stripe for about $500, a one-time fee, they would incorporate your company in the United States, give you a business address, give you I think tax advice, open a US bank account for you, and with these details, you can go ahead and open a PayPal account and a Stripe account to receive international payments. Okay, and that brings me to international payments. Find a way, whether even though you are still in Nigeria, find a way to be able to export your talents and your products overseas. Okay, remember at the beginning, I said you have to work on your refinements. Okay, because you are no longer selling to the person in Bayelsa or in Lagos or in Kaduna. You are the light of the world. So you make sure that your products are refined enough to sell to the world. Okay, how do funnels that sell internationally look like? How do products that sell to the world look like? Make sure you have that refinement. Okay, make sure you are able to charge money in US dollars and bring it here in Nigeria. Okay, Paystack has been able to, Paystack and Flutterwave have been able to open us up a little bit, and so we are now able to charge in US dollars. Okay, so find out how that is done and be able to export what you have to other countries. And then of course you cannot wait for them to come and meet you here. Use Facebook ads. Learn how to use Facebook ads to target other countries with what you have and with what you know. Okay, I hope you guys like the way that I'm speaking. You like the way that I speak. Of course, the way that I speak, I can sell my knowledge to any nationality and they will hear me. But what some people would do when you start refining your speech, they will tell that you are speaking for them, that you are selling out, that you are being fake. Leave them in their penury. Their opinions do not matter to you or anybody. All right? Arnold Schwarzenegger, maybe people don't know this. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the actor, okay, he emigrated from, was it Austria? I think it was Austria. He was not born in the United States. He emigrated from Austria to the United States. And when he first came to the United States, he had a very thick German or Austrian accent. Arnold Schwarzenegger had to go and attend accent reduction classes. He was attending accent reduction classes every single day because he wanted to be an actor in Hollywood. He wanted to be able to speak clearly and not with that thick German accent. And that's what he did. And he was able to at least perform that at a level where he could get casted for a role in Hollywood where he could speak. All right. So before you tell me, oh, I'm a Yoruba man, this is the way that we talk. Okay, that's okay if you want to serve just Yoruba nation. But if you want to be the light of the world, you have to learn to speak in a way the world can hear you without being greeted by the eccentricity of your accent. All right. So learn to do that. You see how some people have done that too. Joseph Prince, some of you know the preacher, Joseph Prince. Okay. You see how hard he had to work on his accents because he is preaching to a global audience. All right. So you've got to be able to refine your speech, refine yourself, because you are not the light of Ogbomosho. You are no more the light of Bayelsa. You are no longer the light of Lagos. No, you are the light of the world. You are not the salt of your pot of soup. No, you are the salt of the earth, the entire earth. Okay, it makes no sense, as Jesus said, to light a candle and hide it under a bushel or hide it under a bucket. That's what a lot of you do. You are so good, you are so brilliant, but you hide all that light under a bushel. No, it makes no sense. You got to bring that light out and put it on the pedestal and let it shine. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good work and glorify your Father which is in heaven. By these points of mine, I hope I've been able to briefly share within the time allotted strategies for global domination. It has been my honor and esteemed privilege to be here on Ijeoma's platform. Ijeoma, thank you for having me. You and your volunteers have done a fantastic job. Thank you for bringing me on here, and thank you for convening this convention. Thank you too for those of you who are signed up to be here, those who joined from Ijeoma, those who joined from my broadcast messages. Thank you for joining here. If you've not followed Ijeoma's platforms, please follow Ijeoma. She's got something amazing cooking, but I'm sure she's going to tell you by herself. Thank you so much, Ijeoma. Thank you once again, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, J.O. Guys, if you know you got so much value from J.O.'s session, please scatter the comment section with the fire emojis. You know how to do it? Scatter the comment section with the fire emojis. Wow, wow, beautiful. Okay, you can see the fire emojis. Let me bring them up. Put fire emojis so that I'll bring up your comments on the screen. Did J.O. give value? Okay. Okay, Daddy J.O., my people said you gave so much value, so much value. Thank you so
Thank God.
much.
Thank God.
Thank you. Okay, guys, we really want to appreciate Daddy J.O. Daddy J.O., we actually had to bring you onto this particular platform for you to share your value. And of course, we know that you do not offer less anytime you are called. Thank you so much for honoring my invite. And of course, for all the good things. I really cannot say more, guys. I really want to say something about J.O. If you are looking at me and you're like, Dicta is doing so much, she's looking up to somebody that is doing more. And that person is that J.O. So I'm looking up to J.O. for everything, and I keep learning from him always. Thank you so much. I really cannot say much, but I really want to appreciate you for everything you have been doing. You keep molding young people to become the best version of themselves, and you make us believe that we can be more. You make us know that we can do amazing things, even from our environment, even from the third world country. So thank you so much, and thank you for everything. I really cannot say much. God bless you.
Thank you, Ijeoma. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. So if you want to follow Daddy J.O., please follow him on Facebook. Join his community, Hair Start Africa. Join his, don't worry, I'm the moderator. I will approve your request. Join this right away. And then, of course, follow him on Instagram at John Obidi, on Facebook at John Obidi, on Twitter at John Obidi. He has so much value. What you just got this night is just the tip of the iceberg of what he has for you. I can even see hair starters. Hair starters. Oh yeah, show your light. Show your light. Scatter the comment section. Yes, proudly hair starters. Okay, guys. Thank you so much, J.O., for all the value you bring each time you come up to the stage. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, make sure you take screenshots of this, what you're seeing, and put it on your Instagram story. Tag me so I can repost you, okay? Make screenshots, put on your Instagram story. Pepper your enemies that were not here to watch today. Pepper them that you were here, but they're watching something else. Pepper them. Exactly. Take screenshots, tag me on Instagram, and I'm going to repost you, okay? Thank you so much, Ijeoma. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Daddy J.O. So, guys, you have seen that we have so much value for you today. And of course, you know that each time we come up with something like this, we come up with so much value for you. Okay, can we see hairstylists are doing amazing well? Thank you so much to everybody who is here. That J.O. gave so much value in just within less than 1 hour. And of course, he did amazingly well. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, so we're going to be playing the thank you video for the speakers today, and of course, for those who were part of these events. All right, guys, so thanks to everybody who is here. Thank you to my speakers from day 1 to day 3. So I have something amazing for them also. So let's watch.
best, number one and nothing less. Lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. 'Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up.
Okay, guys, so thanks to my speakers, of course, they are the champions for this event. Of course, if they did not decide to come here, we would not be hearing them, we will not be speaking to them, we will not also getting the value we got from them. Also, there are still people who work behind the scenes for this event. They are the volunteers team. A very big thank you to Courage Chukwudi. I don't know if Courage is here. I want to really say thank you so much for all you have been doing. Thank you so much for leading the publicity and content team. Thanks to Stevie. So all the designs you have been seeing here, Stephen Ezekiel was the one who has been trolling them back to back. He has been bringing them back to back. And also thank you to Winning Sam. All the videos you have been seeing, all the speakers' bio for the event, Winning Sam has been a part of it. And a lot of people who also are part of the volunteers team. I'm going to play the volunteers videos to you so that you can see those who made this event possible. So when you are thinking that it's just Ijeoma, no, I wasn't the only person. There are people who lifted the burden for me and who work with me. And of course, a very big thank you to the person who designed the website, Simeon Taiwo. He was one of the speakers for the first day and he did amazingly well. A lot of people know how beautiful the website is and how well automated it is. You went to the website. So people say they spend so much time on the website. Yeah, Simeon Taiwo was the person who did the website, and a very big thank you to him. Thank you to everybody who was a part of the Young and More convention. I really cannot say more, but there are a lot of people who volunteered so much. There are a lot of people who put on their things. There are a lot of people who supported this event with cash and with good words. Thank you to everybody. I'm going to play the volunteers video right away. that is actually the volunteers video. I really want to say thank you to everybody who were part of this event. There are a lot of things for you as time goes on. Please ensure that you are connected with me on WhatsApp. Okay, I think I should put up my WhatsApp details for those who. Okay, so let me put it up there for those who do not know. Okay, so that is my WhatsApp details. I have a training that's going to be coming up on WhatsApp for those who now want to move their visibility, or those who decide that they are going to negotiate in the global space by publishing a book. So I'm going to be working or having a question and answer series on WhatsApp. Just ensure that you send a message on WhatsApp so that you're going to have the details. Also, details of the training are going to come to you via mail and also on our Telegram and WhatsApp programs channels. For those who want to step up their game by publishing the book, I'm going to be sharing so much value on WhatsApp. Do not miss it. I would have done it on Facebook, but I prefer to do more of the trainings on WhatsApp so that you'll be able to relate perfectly and well. Thanks to everybody who were part of this event. Thank you to the speakers, and of course, thank you to you who decided that you were going to be on for the Young and More Africa Convention. It has been an amazing period. I've learned so much, and I guess you too have learned. So thank you, and God bless you.